Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Slurred Words Podcast. I'm your host, Bill Lowe. Today's guest is co-owner, founder, and brewer of Cellarmen's in Hazel Park, Michigan, Uel Radogost-Givens. Ian was kind enough to invite me into their brewing facility and tap room off of John R. Road over in Hazel Park, Michigan. We talk about what motivated him and his group to open Cellarmen's, how Ian got into Mead. I taste the majority of their mead offerings, ciders and beers, as well as, of course, ending in the traditional three questions. Cellarmen's is a very welcoming place. You kind of get the old VW Hall type feel to it, and I recommend everyone who is a fan of delicious mead and cider and beer to stop by for at least a glass or a flight and say hi to the guys there. One of the cool things is dogs are welcome, and it's bring your own food. But there is one rule that the dogs and the humans have to follow, and that's just don't be a dick. As always, you can join the conversation on my on my website, billsbeerreport.com, or on Facebook at Bill's Beer Report. If Twitter and Instagram are more your speed, check me out at Bill's Beer Report. I typically follow everyone back who follows me, so you got that going for you. I'm proud to be a part of the Tangent Bound Network, and you can find this in every episode of Slurred Words on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio. If you like what you hear, let me and everyone else know by rating and reviewing this episode on iTunes or your listening app of choice. As always, big thanks goes out to Sunstep for the wicked theme music. And if you're in the Bloomington, Indiana area, coming up on Wednesday, April 27th, make sure to check out the show that Sunstep's going to be at Uel Zing Coffee, featuring Sunstep as among many other great groups. Now, I'd like to call this session to order by raising a glass to Ian and Cellarmen's, the slurred speech and the stories we preach. So, Ian?
Yes.
Now, do you go by Ian the Brewer, Ian, or Ian Crazy Beard?
Nah, I'll just go with the traditional way of Ian Radogost-Givens.
That's your full,
It's not my full, but...
that's not your full name?
No.
That's a long fucking, just half name.
No, it's what happens when you get raised by a hardcore feminist mother. She... doesn't want to get rid of anything and be strong about it. So it's, but my full last name is Radogost-Givens.
Okay, and, I can see why you...
Yeah.
Shorten it a little bit.
Well, I was forced...
Is that...
Unyachowski,
is that Polish?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, yeah. It doesn't fit on anything.
Your name doesn't fit on anything?
Yeah.
You mean you couldn't go find an Unyachowski key chain or anything like that when you were a kid?
I've only found plates.
That's such a weird thing to find. Did you buy those plates?
No, I just walked by.
You just walked by them? Kept on living your life?
Yeah. Can't be showy.
Yeah, of course. With a last name like that, you got to be, traditional.
Totally.
Well, thank you for letting me come here to this awesome place. I haven't been to Cellarmen's yet.
Welcome.
So first, I'd like to cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
No problem, bud.
Second, this place is amazing.
Yeah, it's a bag of magic is what it is.
Is this whole facility or building you guys rented, or do you share rent with?
We share some space with the landlord, but yeah, it's just us.
Dude, you could make a kick-ass skate park over here or something.
That's actually where we want to put the brewery.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. Brewery business. Got it.
Yeah. No, I know. If we were going to put anything in here, I'd say a gun range.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You could be the first brewery/gun range.
I know, right?
In the country, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Sooner or later.
That'd be kind of up your guys' alley because, I mean, you guys are kind of came on the scene, was it 6 months ago?
October 17th.
Okay, so
What, 4.5 months?
Yeah,
roughly.
So you guys blew up on the scene, honestly, because I work out in Milford, and I went to drinks at Palette.
Yep.
And this was like maybe 2 months ago, and I saw your guys' tap there already. And of all the breweries I've talked to, that's like the quickest I've seen it get out, like in
really?
about. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Like I've seen people like hold off and just like do tap room, and then you guys kind of show up, on the scene, and boom, you're already out in Milford. You're out in, down in Detroit.
Yep.
How'd you guys do it so quickly?
I would say experience was a big thing of it throughout all the years of making. Our team's really solid. So we saw what we were going through the first month of production just in tap room, and then was like, okay, let's start releasing to our friends. And so, Palette, definitely something we're shooting for. They were looking for a cider. So we sent them our ciders that we make. If they liked anything, we would support them. Same with Grand Trunk Pub in Detroit.
That's the other place I saw you guys in Detroit.
Yeah. We have a dedicated tap there as well. I have been drinking at that bar ever since, time itself.
That's I was there I think it was a Friday or Saturday night. I was out drinking in Detroit, and I was like, I have to go to Grand Trunk. I've never been there before. I think amazing. I saw it on that Esquire show where the two comedians walk around.
I didn't
drink.
See that.
You didn't?
No, I missed it. I was supposed to be there because I was just gonna bomb it out, but no,
they would have loved you, man. You're
I know.
Just giant characters, just boiling over the top. Yeah, I was there and I saw Cellarmen's. I was like, holy shit! How'd you guys get here? This is a an old school traditional bar.
Yep.
It's historical in Detroit.
Oh yeah.
And you guys are there, and the bartender was like, oh, Ian worked here.
Yeah.
He was like the doorman.
I was the hostess with the mostess. For after what was that? That was for a winter.
So you wintered at Grand Trunk?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I snowbirded it. So they needed some stuff, a little bit of help at a Chucker Bar, just doing some weird, odd end jobs. Same with that Ferrans, and then. And then just helping out, doing brunch and seating people. So it worked great because, you just push back the fucking group and everybody's going to listen to the loud, weird guy. So yeah.
Now, were you hostess / bouncer?
No, I was just hostess.
Just hostess?
I'll take hostess only.
Is that on your business card? Hostess with the mostess?
No. But I did start. Now that's what you have to say for that position.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you and your team want to start Cellarmen's? Where did this come from?
We needed work.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Yeah. We all got fired from our job before, and we only know how to do one thing, and that is make alcohol.
Have a good time.
Yeah, well, that too.
Oh, so make alcohol, have a good time.
Yeah. Making alcohol is number one, I would say.
Okay.
Priorities. Yeah, because you're always going to have fun making alcohol.
That's true.
So,
What's the saying? Relax and have a home brew?
Yeah.
Whenever you're making anything?
Yep.
You can't do it without, one hand stirring, one hand drinking?
Yeah. I wish that was true in the professional world.
Yeah, I've come to find that that's not very true.
No. It's funny. We're kind of pretty sober type gents over here. You'd think we're just wild and crazy cocksuckers, but we're not.
No?
I don't know. We have our moments, I guess. Of course, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens.
Everyone has their moments, right?
The moon's right, and
So you guys are not only making mead.
Yep.
You're making beer.
Yep.
You're making cider.
Yes.
So why spread yourself out like that?
I would say we're best known for our meads and our ciders as makers, and we love beer. And also, it thins out your tap problems that you have with, like, well, I'm going to always have, like 9 beers on tap and this and that. And go, 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 go. With this, it gives some leniency on everything.
Okay.
And also to be able to showcase stuff easier.
Does it allows you to like kind of cast a wider net out to
Yep.
all the people, right?
Well, yeah, and like, should be told I'm a mead and cider drinker through and through.
So is that cider or mead?
This is our mead. It's our French oak wildflower.
Okay.
I'm a very traditionalist type drinker. I like your bone dry ciders, your like traditional meads. I like simplistic mellow, but then also I'll go, crazy. Like we have a chocolate caramel whiskey raspberry mead aging right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, totally. So like we'll go,
Wow.
and I'll drink the shit out of that.
That's gonna. Is that the first time you guys are brewing that or meeting that?
It's aging. It's actually right there. So we got
The little guy right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 4 8-barrels of it, and
Oh, wow.
so we got them from Motor City Gas in Royal Oak, and I don't know if you ever had his whiskey.
No, I haven't.
Very talented gentleman.
Okay.
And great crew there. Everything. Definitely suggest go try their whiskey.
I'll have to check that out.
And he is just about whiskey.
So he's an all whiskey guy.
He's all in.
Okay.
And like he had this chocolate. It was a single malt, whiskey, and it was chocolate malt. And
I don't think I've ever heard of like a flavored whiskey like that.
it was amazing.
Is it just like taking baker's chocolate and like throwing it in the barrel with it? Or?
No, the malt itself when you're doing
Oh,
the
wow,
grain and
okay.
all that for
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah,
'Cause I've
man.
heard like all these flavored vodkas, like that's all the
Yeah,
girls
yeah.
drink, and but whiskeys, like I've always been
Just very traditional.
very
on it.
traditional.
Yeah, of course. I think everybody's bred that way. And once you start thinking out of the box, there's a lot you could do with
Yeah.
it.
I don't think many people have thought out of the box with whiskeys like that.
No, and he is definitely like a forefront in Michigan, definitely on. it.
Yeah. So that chocolate malt whiskey, single malt
Yeah.
chocolate whiskey,
Yeah.
one of those combinations of word put
There's
together.
a single malt chocolate whiskey.
Okay, so you guys got that barrel or got those?
No, we got a different one. We had one where it was
okay.
chocolate and caramel malt.
Okay.
So, still
Have
very...
you sampled it a little bit? Do you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
like take little
Well, you
polls
got
from it?
to.
Yeah,
You know, it's part of the game.
of course.
Yeah.
Now is that only going to be released here in the tap room?
Yes.
At what point are you guys going to start bottling or anything like that?
Right now, we are shooting for fall.
Fall? Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have any big money backers or anything like that. This is just on our bootstrings.
I was going to say, how did you guys get started? How long did it take for you guys to open up, find this awesome spot in Hazel Park, and open it up? And like, when was the first beer on draft? Or mead?
Well, what is it? We've been staring at this building for like 5 years. Just going, man, that place is just fucking perfect. And, you just daydream. You daydream.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
My
and that-
daydream is to open a brewery.
It's a hard daydream, but it's well worth it. Then, like I said, we all lost our jobs. I sold my shares of the company that I was part of, and then Jason, had some cash lying about.
Okay.
So we just combined it and pretty much came in here and said, hey, like, we're not going to find anybody better than us. And we just kind of all threw it out on the table.
So it was just you and Jason?
It was Jason and I at that point.
Okay.
So
Were
Jason,
beards necessary?
no, we just hate shaving.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass.
It is. So fuck it.
Yeah.
Same with getting haircuts.
I'm like a once a 3 month guy.
I'm a never. I just roll this fucking ponytail.
Do you have a man bun?
Apparently I do.
Like a top knot?
Yeah,
almost. Yeah. There you go, yeah.
I like to say I'm a samurai. I don't know.
Of course.
But yeah.
The samurai of Mead.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the first time I ever had Mead, you were the person who introduced it to me. And
really?
Yes. And you took my perception of Mead, which was, for some reason, my perception was always like, oh, it's a Renaissance fair drink. It may be like a pinky in the air, like sipping drink.
Yeah.
You took that and totally turned it on its head.
Really?
Yeah, because you were talking about it, and I think you were a little drunk. You were and you were giving us like this awesome tour and giving us samples, and it was amazing. That's when I first started, drinking Mead and started like looking for it. And when I saw, Cellarmen's opening up, and I knew that you and your amazing Mead that you make, it was awesome. Like I was stoked for that. You get like another meadery is going to be around. I mean, you got Schramm's in Ferndale, and now Cellarmen's in Hazel Park. It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
How did you get into Mead?
So I it's a weird story, but what is it? I was backpacking in Africa. And
shut the fuck up.
I swear to God.
Just hanging out in Africa.
Yeah, doing my thing.
Doing your thing.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, sorry, before you start that, why were you in Africa?
I graduated high school a year early, and, I just wanted to travel.
Okay.
I don't know, right after high school.
And Africa was the safest place you could go to?
Yeah, for some reason I have an addiction to third world countries. I love them. You can barter for everything.
That is nice about it.
Yeah,
nothing's a set price.
Yeah, nothing.
Even like legit storefronts. You walk in, it's like,
there's no legit storefront in third world countries. Let me tell you. Even the hotels you can fucking.
Wow, even though I've never tried the hotel before.
You're like, dude, I'll sleep under the water heater. How much is that?
Let me do your laundry and sleep in the laundry room.
Don't you worry.
Don't worry
eyes.
about it.
Yeah, I'll be gone in the morning.
Okay, so you're attracted to third world countries.
Yes. So I'm in Masai Mara in East Africa backpacking, and we came across the Maasai, and they were like, "Hey, we're having a ceremony, circumcision. Come on by the next morning." And we showed up, and everybody's just faced, by 6 in the morning, just shit faced.
Oh shit! Okay.
And
I thought you meant like face painted up.
Oh, that's all. Yeah. It was all
that's
ritual.
That's how they hide the shit face. They're face painted.
I don't know. There was 70-year-old men just hucking it up already, and so pretty much they were just serving us mead, but they called it honey beer out there.
Okay.
And so I came back from Africa, and I grew up in a very European home, and we're first generation Americans. And so I'm like, hey, had the stuff, fucking honey beer, whatever. So my dad and I started just hounding out honey beers. Couldn't find anything. It's fucking a nut brown, honey brown, whatever type thing.
Yeah.
That's what we were finding. I'm like, this is not fucking it. Years later, a friend was like, here, try this. I was like, oh my God, this is the stuff
that's it. That's what I've been looking for.
Yeah, and by that time it had been 4 years.
Wow, so it took you 4 years to get reintroduced to.
Yeah, because then you're like, okay, I'm never going to find this again, because it was Africa and it was America, and so I'm just going to start drinking fucking, bourbon barrel stuff and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and so.
I still can't get over the fact, Africa. Of all the places to try mead.
Yeah.
Africa.
And it was just homebrew. And, it got us wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun, And it was a weird thing to watch, because you watch them, cut a foreskin off the dude's dick with a machete.
That'll change your life, yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. You're just shit-faced screaming, whatever.
So you guys found the building. Why Hazel Park? Just because you've been driving by this building and you're like, this is such a good place?
Jason lived in town with Dominic, two of the guys from the company. I live in Detroit. We're kind of like, okay, Detroit, Hazel Park. Like, because Hazel Park's never had a brewery or a winery ever in it in history.
Or a meadery?
Yeah. Like,
or is winery considered in the meadery?
Yeah, it's this whole fucked up bullshit thing.
Okay.
But pretty much, like, to make Mead and Cider, you have to get a winery.
Wine license.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I thought it'd be cool to be the first winery or meadery. Well, it'd be the first meadery ever in Detroit, but it'd be the first winery since Prohibition hit in Detroit.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so, like, because
you're going to be first in something somewhere.
Yeah.
Detroit or Hazel Park.
And we came to this city and, like, it was just open arms. Really nice people. Like, we're not the best at business. Like, we just...
You guys make alcohol.
Yeah, so we shoot to be the best in alcohol production.
Yeah.
So, like, the nice thing is you go to the, like... city planner and be like, what do I have to do? Like, give me checklists. And they were cool enough to give us the time and help us out, do everything. So, like, and, and then we just started doing paperwork like motherfuckers.
How long did the paperwork take?
Roughly it took us about 7 months start
Holy
to finish.
Like, from filling out, you have to send it in.
Oh, dude.
To come back.
You have to have the building before you fucking send out for the license.
Wait.
Blueprints.
So you only 7 months for, like, the federal license and the state license?
Yeah, start to finish.
Holy shit.
It's very quick from...
That was really quick compared to some of the other people I've talked to.
Yeah, we fucking jammed.
Fuck.
Because, we're just burning money.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, you got a building. You got to...
Yeah. So
that's such a shitty thing that you have to have a building before you can put in a license, request.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's just weeding out the weak.
Yeah.
So, because this was supposed to be a distillery. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, one of them's our landlord. Nice guy. But it just fell through. And literally the day he posted online, we were right here. Just knocking on the goddamn door. Just being like, give us this. Give us this,
You
please.
want to give us this.
Yeah.
We'll do great things.
Yeah. Please, just give it to us.
So 7 months. Doors, or you guys get it, right?
Yep.
Then you start to have to get the equipment, like...
Craigslist.
Craigslist? You Craigslist the equipment?
Very much.
That's awesome.
So all these tanks behind you was won by Craigslist.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Was this just like a failed brewery? Like
No, home brewer judge.
he had all of these tanks?
Yeah, so what it is, it's 9 tanks. It's 6 500-liter secondary variable capacity tanks and 3 300-liter variable capacity. So, the dad was an avid home brewer, died, none of the sons wanted to do it, and, I think we got like $10,000 worth of just winemaking stuff for $5,000.
Nice.
Yeah, I had them at 4, and, because I love haggling.
Well, you're a third world country man.
Yeah, I am.
Of course, you got to barter.
Fuck yeah, dude. So, from there, we got a great deal on them, and, they're nice Italian steel. And then the Psycho-Brew tanks we bought straight up.
So what are these? Are these 3-barrel system or 5-barrel?
So we have 2 10-barrel 2-in-1s.
Okay.
So they're fermenters and bright tanks. And then the conical is a 5-barrel.
Okay. What's the future of Cellarmen's? Are you guys looking to expand, get, tall, bigger ones of these? Like
yeah.
Yeah?
With 26-foot high ceilings, sky's the limit, I guess. Like,
Pretty
well,
much,
not,
yeah.
like, What? Apparently, we can put in like 100-barrel tanks. I'll take it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Talk to me in 15 years, May 10. But yeah, I don't know. We have our goals of, how many states we want to be in. And
So right now you guys are you only in Michigan?
just in Michigan.
Just in Michigan?
Yeah.
That's okay. You're in your first year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, end of year 1, where do you want to be?
Still here.
It's a good goal.
Yeah.
It's a good goal, and I mean, from what I can tell, from what I follow you guys on Twitter, Facebook,
all
the
right.
Grams, and it seems like you guys have a lot of support from people in Hazel Park, from
Yep.
just people in Metro Detroit in general.
Totally. Yeah, we're very blessed to, make new friends, have old friends, and
Yeah.
all that. And, and that was one of the reasons why we came to Hazel Park, was because we wanted to be their brewery, their cidery, and their meadery.
The neighborhood place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they tell you go fuck yourselves,
So is your type of place when Norm walks in, everyone looks and goes, fuck you, Norm.
Yeah, pretty much. And by the time he sits down, I've already, patted his back and give him a beer.
So what's your drink of choice that you make?
The dry cider, the French oak.
Which one is that?
Oh,
On the
dry
slate.
cider, we actually just ran out.
Oh.
So, on this,
Wah.
what? French oak.
French oak. This is the French oak mead.
Yep. 6% Michigan wildflower honey.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just a good crushable traditional.
Yeah.
And then I think the funkiness of French oak. It's medium char French oak.
It's not that dry. You get a
Yep.
good, sweet honey to it.
And it's nothing too sweet.
Yeah, it's a mellow
Yeah.
sweet, if that's a...
Yeah, it's a semi-sweet.
Yeah, there you go. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So you just call this the French oak?
French oak, yeah, traditional French oak.
Now, why is it you name you name most of your beers, but why not your meads?
I don't know. We just haven't come up with good names.
No?
So why rush it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Fair enough.
When something comes up, our semi-sweet cider. The other day I was joking around. I switched it to semi-sweet. And, people thought it was funny, So kind of tested out, put it back into semi-sweet and whatever.
Yeah.
And the only thing it fucks up is when people go online and they're like, I had the semi-sweet.
Oh, like on Untapped or something?
Yeah, and then, but whatever.
Then you get the semi-sweet, the semi-sweet.
Yeah. And then you're like...
Semi-swat.
Yeah. And you're like, maybe I shouldn't do that, but whatever.
Should probably keep it the same.
Yeah.
So, I'm surprised. This is a huge building.
Yes.
And your guys' tap room right now is a very good size. It reminds me of like an Elks Lodge or something.
Yep.
When you walk in, you got tables and everything to the left or right. Are you guys planning on doing any food here? Or
No
do you have
food.
food trucks come in, or is
I would
this
like
just a
food
pure
trucks.
drinking facility?
I'll do our food trucks and all that. I have nothing against it. Just no one has really, come forward and whatever. We've had, talked to a few companies and
We got to change that.
hey, they hear it, come on by,
Yeah.
But yeah, they just they say, we'll come, and then they just never do. And so you're like, yeah, whatever. So we let everybody come in here and bring in their own food and all that.
Oh, okay.
So that's totally allowed. But all of us grew up in kitchens, and fuck that noise, man.
Oh, you don't want to even want to think about it.
I never want to deal with it. Just, no.
Just the process of making the food, or the process of keeping up a kitchen, the
new investigations and all that stuff. You gotta deal with some ego-driven, like, weirdo fucking chef or whatever. Like, the dishwasher thinks he needs more money because he's wet, you know? Like, I don't know. I can't. I dealt with that for many years of my younger life, and I hated every goddamn minute of it. But, the one thing I do have to give it to it is it did teach me about, like, flavors and all that.
Yeah. Now, do you use, like, that food background to make...
Oh, yeah,
like,
of course.
recipes and everything?
Oh, yeah. So, there's...
when you're coming up with the different recipes, like, what are you thinking? Is it just...
I don't know.
I had this, and I like this, or this is traditional, or...
I like to think of, like, a three-step process of, like, how you're tasting it, for the sip, then the mouth feel and all that, and your swallow, like, in breath.
Okay.
And, what are the stages of me putting whatever characteristic, like, of flavor in those three parts am I going to hit you at through those moments?
So are you able to design a beverage to the point where, like, it's going to hit you with, this is going to be the forward note of that beer, but as it warms up or as you continue to consume it, it's going to morph into it's going to have a little different notes to it, like flavor-wise?
I would say that's a goal. It's probably like a life goal I'm shooting for. You can never be perfect or anything like that. So
Practice makes perfect.
It does. But, yeah.
And you got a perfect place to practice, right?
Yeah, totally. And so, that's something we like to shoot for.
What's this one right here?
That is our pineapple cider.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you know what they say about pineapple juice or pineapples in general?
They're awesome. I don't know.
There's like an urban. Ooh, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you.
There's a urban legend that says if you consume or eat pineapples, it makes your semen taste better.
Oh,
or
yeah.
sweeter.
Yeah.
That's an urban legend. Was that what you were going for with this? You wanted it to...
Maybe that's what we should call it, the baby maker.
The baby maker. There you go. Call it the swallow, because it's sweet enough for the girls to swallow it.
This is one of our top sellers.
This is delicious.
Thank you.
This almost... wow. Okay, I definitely get that pineapple juice. Or not. What did you use? Like real pineapples or like...
everything we use here is all real fruit.
Okay.
So that's 100% pineapple juice.
That's delicious.
We tried it with pineapple chunks, and just I don't know for some reason.
When you're
it's like more messy, pretty much.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. So I'm home brewing I am a home brewer, and I have like a saison right now sitting in first stage fermentation, and I want to make it a pear, like a little pear flavor. I was thinking of going and buying like a gaggle of pears and like washing them and cutting them up and putting them in there. Do you think that would be more? Would that work better in getting the flavor, or should I try to find like pear juice or pear puree?
I would say pure, like whole fruit.
The whole fruit. Okay.
Chop that fucker up. Throw it in secondary after fermentation.
Okay.
Make sure that your fermentation is
complete?
Yes.
Okay.
And, rack off the leaves and all that, and, give it a secondary flavor.
All right.
If you, next time when you can, try to ferment with the fruit on it.
Yeah.
I'm a big person of that.
Oh, so, like, would you
I just
put the chunks of fruit in there before you pitch the yeast? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then obviously you pitch yeast and all that, and because I like some people like fermenting in steel and all that, but when you get to this,
I have the glass carboy right now.
See, and I hate the glass carboy or fermenting. Fuck that thing.
Why?
I am a big bucket guy.
See, I've never done a bucket, but I've read up, and I've read too many like horror stories of people who clean the bucket. They get grooves in them, and they get.
Then you just toss the bucket. You can get so many. Do you know how much? Dude, a bucket's
Those buckets are pretty
cheap.
fucking cheap. That's true.
You need a bucket? I'll give you a bucket. So this is the whole thing. When you're degassing and all that, putting your yeast back into suspension from arousal of spinning it, do you want it to go through that little bunghole?
No.
Or do you want a whole bucket's worth for the gas to expel as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
It's simple life choices.
So much sense.
Yeah.
That would make, because that was something I was thinking about. I was like, shit, when I cut these up, how am I going to get them the fuck out of here?
Yeah. And in a bucket, you just put it in a hot bag, and then boom.
Yeah.
Right out.
Yeah, there you go.
No bullshit. And then move it.
This is why you're a professional and I'm an amateur.
No. I just...
You make smarter choices.
No.
You think it through. You're being modest now, but come on.
Sorry, drink break.
Yeah, really. That was delicious. The pineapple, so good.
Yep, and we're going to spice it up here.
You going to do like a habanero pineapple?
Yeah, we'll see in the future.
Don't do sriracha.
I won't.
Don't do sriracha.
Actually, the heat thing is one of the last things I want to do with it.
Good.
So there's
I had, Rogue did the sriracha.
Yeah.
You ever try that?
Someone gave me a bottle of it, and it's just sitting in my closet.
Throw it out.
Really?
In my opinion,
they're very hit or miss.
It was one of, I'm from Oregon. I'm an Oregonian. I love Rogue. I love a lot of the stuff that they do.
Dude, Deschutes?
No,
come on.
You can like more than one.
I know, but
Deschutes, maybe Mirror Pond.
Oh, baby.
Man, I have this one memory of Mirror Pond that it can't every Mirror Pond that I've had here in Michigan can't top the flavor that I had.
Well, and remember when they used to be like $12 for a fucking 12-pack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened to those days? And then, okay, I'm sorry, a little off subject. But
no, this is fine.
Alaskan Summer Ale, back in early 2000s. I don't know if you were drinking back then.
Early 2000s, I was 13.
Oh,
so.
I'm sorry.
So no, I wasn't. I wasn't.
That thing was fucking pure gold. It still is. I was really excited to see them come to Michigan.
I was super excited when Deschutes was coming to Michigan.
Yeah. Now, is it Deschutes or Deschutes?
Deschutes.
All right, because I've always said Deschutes to piss people off.
How do you say Oregon?
Oregon.
Nope. You're wrong.
Was it? No, I was being a dick. Oregon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it right.
It's the only state in the U.S. with natural rainforest.
There you go.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent some time in there.
Did you?
Yeah, I almost went and hiked Mount Hood.
I've skied on Mount Hood before. I've never hiked it. That sounds terrible.
It sounded pretty fun to me.
When I was
yeah, and that glacier goes year round because they have the summer camps there and stuff for skiing and snowboarding.
Yep. That's where a lot of the U.S. Olympic
Everybody
teams
goes,
train.
Yeah, that or Sweden.
Yeah. Oh, man, if you ever go back, there's this place called the Oregon Ski Bowl.
All right.
Most terrifying places I've ever been to ski or snowboard.
Really?
When I was a kid, I tried to snowboard, and I started snowboarding in Utah and went back to Oregon, and we went to the ski bowl. And I may just really suck or be a big pussy, but getting off of the ski lift at the ski bowl is the most terrifying thing I've ever done on the slopes, because it's they give you the 3 feet of a platform, and then it's probably 36 degrees. Maybe I'm being off there. It's basically you just drop down. And they expect you to not fall and not crap out because they're pumping people up there.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I used to work chairs.
Yeah. So you probably have had a guy like me where I didn't want to get off.
Oh yeah, you'd see you guys coming, and that was my comedy.
You guys. Did you ever take bets go on the radio? We got one.
No,
we got one.
No.
The one in the red hat.
I'd get very sadistic and be like, "Oh yeah, that fucker's gonna eat it," and just like,
yeah, no, I did. Finally,
yeah.
when I got off, I was like, okay, and I went and boom, fucking
yeah.
face plant, and then these guys in skis behind me, like coming up my ass, and I was like,
right?
God damn it, I'm 12 years old. Get off my ass, man.
Oh yeah, I would on one of the chairs I used to work at, I would like, you can hold the chair back a little bit.
Oh yeah, they come in pretty hot. And,
yeah,
you
and
expect
you
the guy to
yuck
kind
a
of
kid pretty good. And so I would have these goddamn little young racers come up, because it was like the simple hill, and then for night skiing it was like simple hill and then the adult hill, and they would come and I would like in droves, like
okay,
like a good 30 of them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, gotta make an example out of these kids.
First kid comes up.
You're getting rocked. Like, straight up, I'm going to bounce you out of that chair. And just so they were
Did you have to stop the lift?
Oh, yeah. And be like, what'd you do? And, like...
you got to hold on, man.
Yeah, and you just blame it on them.
Yeah,
and then all the kids were like, well, fuck this guy. And they would just leave, and so then you didn't have to deal with them.
They'd go back to the rope pole or whatever to get up.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever meant to be on snow, because I went on like the rope pole one time and I fucking face planted on that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like they were like, okay, now don't grab on it too hard. Like you got to let it like catch you or whatever. And I'm like holding on, waiting for it to catch me.
It's just burning your gloves out.
And burning my gloves, and I finally grab it, and it just jolts me forward.
Oh, yeah.
And I get like halfway up, and then just boom, face plant. And I'm just like, all right, I call it quits. Like that was the last time I ever went snowboarding or skiing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It ruined me forever.
Wow, I'm sorry. I love skiing.
I've gone on so many trips with my buddies, like up to like Boyne or something, and they all go out skiing and
That shit's
snowboarding.
bullshit, though.
They're hills.
Yeah.
They're hills.
They're barely hills.
Literally,
They're
in Holly is a
landfills.
landfill.
Yeah.
You're snowboarding and skiing on garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good use.
Yeah, that's very creative.
But, yeah, that shit sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I lived in Montana for, 5 years?
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, in Whitefish, Montana.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like that's where you become a man. Like in the mountains.
It's like one of those, was it Native Americans where like you go off into the wilderness and if you come back a man type thing?
What is that? A dream quest.
Yeah. Your Montana was your dream quest.
Yeah, minus the peyote, which I would have loved to have. But, yeah. I don't know. I just decided to pick up one day and go. And
Go to Montana?
Yeah.
That is probably, Wyoming, I think, is the last place I'd want to go to.
Oh, Wyoming's dope, man.
This coming from the guy who likes third world countries.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
If you were a travel agent, you'd be like, no, Africa. Just go in the heart of Africa. No. Seriously, we'll airdrop you in. You'll get skydiving out of the way. You'll skydive in, and then basically you have to trek your way out.
Yeah.
Perfect honeymoon for you guys.
Yeah. Well, actually, they did offer that one. It was a little bit different.
I almost had to spit take that.
What you're having now is our semi-sweet cider.
Okay. This is really good. This is more like the traditional ciders, right?
So that's just all Michigan apple, all Michigan honey. We don't use any cane sugar or any of that bullshit. So we just, we get honey in. So we
How hard is it to get honey?
It's a challenge.
Yeah. Do you have a honey guy?
I got a couple of honey guys.
You got a couple of honey guys?
Yep. And but this is the best Michigan star thistle I've ever found.
This is delicious.
Yeah, we were working on this one guy for about what was it? 2 years, 3 years.
This the recipe?
No.
Oh, the honey guy.
Wouldn't talk to us.
Really?
Oh, constant calls. How you doing? Blah 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 blah. How's the wife?
No, I'm not selling my honey.
Yep. Okay. Talk to you later. Hey, it's me. Da da da.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
We haven't talked in a while.
Yep.
Still would want your honey.
just let you know I'm there.
Yeah.
And
so what made him turn the corner?
Was
it your personality?
No.
Did you finally drive up there and meet him, and it was just like,
no, we didn't,
buddy?
Like, we just had a phone number, man. Like,
wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like, finally he broke.
Is it one of those things like a guy at the bar was like, I know a honey guy, give him a call?
It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we just so we're, and all of us will hunt down a good honey, situation. So
honey's not that big in Michigan, is it? Or
it's pretty big.
Is
dude.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wildflower and like star thistle and buckwheat. Buckwheat's pretty damn big.
How many different types of honey are there? Like, all I think about when it comes
Millions.
to honey is honey bees.
Yeah. You probably have multiple different wildflowers per state because of, the region, what wildflowers grow and all that. Then you have your, like, average, like, buckwheat, which is dark, malty, brown kind of honey. Then you have orange blossom, which is citrus. Then you have, your tubalo, which is like swampy wood.
Okay.
Then you have your like elderberry or like alfalfa.
Have you guys ever thought about trying to start your own like honey growing operation?
No, like
that's not what you do.
Yeah,
you make a delicious alcohol.
Thank you. Yeah, we're more set on the side of let the bees work and let us work.
Okay.
So yeah. That's pretty much what. Yeah. Because I don't know. Well, like one of our guys is allergic to bee stings. Like
you can't have that. Makes insurance go up.
EpiPens, the whole thing. It's a mess. But yeah, and I've seen him staring at the devil's asshole, dude. Let me tell you, fucking.
Please tell me that's a saying and not
It's a saying, but
okay.
It sure seemed like we were that day. We were at a beekeeper's, and we walked into a room with probably about 1 million bees. And
this guy's allergic to bee stings.
Yeah, without an EpiPen, and the honey guy, I'm like, you got EpiPen around? And the honey guy's like, well, somewhere in the house. And yeah, like, and we are miles from civilization. So, yeah, I'm like, great. Fucking, and I always joke that I'm going to be the cause of death to him, and, like, here we fucking go. Like, going to put Andy in the cornfield out back. Like,
Andy didn't come with me on the trip. I don't know what you're talking about, guys.
Lost him.
We lost.
I stopped at a gas station. Fuck him.
So, where have you lived? Where are you from and where have you lived?
I grew up in Rochester Hills, Michigan.
Okay, so you're a Michigander.
I am. You're drinking
What's this?
Krampus.
Krampus.
It's our Christmas mead. So it's all Michigan cranberries, fresh ground allspice, fresh zested orange zest, with a blend of 2 Michigan honeys.
Wow. You don't get that like big kick of spice that you see in a lot of Christmas ales.
Back on the breath.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, you definitely get it like more of an aftertaste when it's
and
coming
it's not
out.
just me; it's the beautiful team we have here at Cellarmen's. But
it's really good, and it's got a beautiful, clear kind of like cranberry type color to it.
Oh yeah.
So this is your Christmas mead. Do you still have some on tap? Or?
Yeah, we have what I would say about 3 kegs left.
Okay.
So pretty much we made it for One-Eyed Betty's for their was it Festive Ale.
Yeah.
And they asked us to make something because they want us to be the first mead for the festival, and so we made them that.
Nice.
And it was that, or what was that? Fruit bread, or whatever the fuck it's called. What's that weird shit with all the
fruit cake or something?
Fruitcake.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we tried to dabble in that world, and it was just like, no, okay, traditional.
Yeah.
Like, nice, mellow. It has a nice tartness. It definitely up the semi-sweet to dry range.
I was going to say, yeah, it's not as semi-sweet as the pineapple and the
semi-sweet
cider, but at the end you do get that little dryness. It's not overtaking, but it's
it's
not like
find
chalk
out
in the
the
mouth.
Overtakingness, it was a little, kind of, yikes, and you couldn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah,
that you can
definitely drink this
gallons of that.
Oh yeah.
As the story of me getting crazy earlier. Krampus and gin.
Krampus. So
Liberator gin.
Were you mixing this with like
50-50,
like cutting it 50-50?
Yeah, in a pint glass.
There you go.
Got me right.
Oh my god, that would taste so fucking good.
Oh, it's amazing.
So fucking good. I love gin myself, but I'm more of a gin and tonic drinker.
Oh,
but
all right.
You probably, if you cut this just right, gin with it. Oh, yeah. No, I totally see how you went through it.
50-50 is not the way to do it. I would probably say 75% like Krampus, 25% Valentine's Liberator gin.
You got a drink right there.
Oh yeah, we've yet to come up with a name, but I'll ask the guys next time I see them. Yeah. Ouch.
So sorry. So back to you're from Michigan, Rochester Hills.
Rochester Hills. Then, I was always drawn to Detroit. Moved down to Detroit when I was young, 18. But pretty much I'd been like going down there since I was 15. Once a friend and then he just never saw me in that town again.
In the hills, the Rochester Hills.
Yeah, the hills of Rochester. I hated it. I just didn't fit in and whatever. And went and ran around Detroit for years. Then kind of did a little bit of traveling through, living in Vermont, New Hampshire.
You lived in Vermont?
Yep.
Jeez. Okay. So Vermont, New Hampshire.
Then Montana. Stayed a little bit in Idaho. I think that's about it. And then, some average just driving around and bullshit.
So when you were going from Michigan to Vermont to New Hampshire, were you just road tripping it?
Yeah.
What kind of jams were you listening to? Because I imagine this was back in like the tape deck era.
Rough. No,
not to
CD.
age you a little. It was still CD era.
I'm 33 for fuck's sake.
Okay. Sorry. So in the CD era, but that's okay. 33. You could burn your own CDs. Were you? What kind of road tripping music were you listening to?
Pretty much just like hardcore punk, techno, and a little bit of ska here and there.
Ska, like this is the commercial, Real Big Fish. Ska?
Actually, them, yes. I would listen to them. A lot of like second wave, some traditional style, like new wave, like third wave stuff, like popping up in New York City and shit. But then, pretty much like hardcore, and then I guess like I don't know, and then like weird enough like hardcore and fucking like metal and all that kind of coexisted with each other. So I guess metal and techno, a lot of techno, and and then ska on the side. We need a chill time.
When you need your chill time,
you
get those horns in there.
Yeah.
Now, is that the music that you guys play here at the tap room? That like variation of ska, techno, and
no techno. We tried techno one night when we were all wasted, and people did not like it.
Did it turn too clubby?
I think it was me grinding on the old man, and I'm just and I don't know, but
what do you? The old man didn't like it?
No. But I got $20. I don't know.
There you go.
Hey, No, it just like we had a birthday party of some friends, and they're just like, "You guys are fucking ruining this birthday party," and we're like, "Oh yeah, okay." We got all excited. Sorry. No, maybe we play like any kind of metal, hardcore, punk, and then like some Steely Dan. Then of Montreal. Yeah, like you'll get like your fucking just like growl ass type fucking yeah, like blackest of metal, and then next Dolly Parton's Jolene pops on.
That's a very wide range of music.
Yeah, well, we're a wide range of assholes.
There you go. Oh, why Cellarmen's? What's with the name? Like,
How do we get the name?
how'd you get the name? How'd you come up with the name?
Well, we all started off as Cellarmen's, except for Dom.
What is a Cellarman?
Well, Cellarmen's like, you're the bitch with the boots, pretty much. Like, you're the guy or woman, like, at the end of you have to know everything, do everything. You're the one mopping the floors. Like, you pretty much got, like, the Charlie jobs.
The Charlie job.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Just the shitty of shit
Korean
jobs. Like,
or Vietnamese jobs? Or?
No. Like, you ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh, okay.
Charlie,
sorry, you went one way.
Yeah. No.
The Charlie jobs. Gotcha.
Charlie jobs.
Okay.
So, so you, so yeah, you pretty much, you're the one cleaning the tanks. You're the one just learning. And we don't like to call ourselves, like, I don't know, masters or any of that jazz. Like, and we wanted to, with the name Cellarmen's, it was holding on to, that simplistic era of, like, when we're just all newbies. And also, this is our first big thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, we're just Cellarmen in the world of alcohol.
Okay.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I have 7 years behind my belt. Jason had 5. Andy has, 2.5. Dom has 4 years of sales. Like,
wow. Okay.
So,
so you guys are not really newbies, but
yeah.
I mean, it's like the working man's, like, in the industries type of.
And, like, this is definitely a working man town and all that. And so, yeah. And then the tri-clamp just came out of the blue.
Yeah.
So, for the logo. But it works because the tri-clamp looks like a C.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that just were you guys just messing around, like throwing stuff around, and it just landed? And you're like, hey, that's a C. We're Cellarmen's. That works.
Stupid enough, I was sitting at home playing with the tri-clamp, going, what the fuck are we going to use? Because we didn't want a bee, an apple, or a hop, as our logo, because we do all three things. And so we're like, what's something that ties all three things into this company?
Yeah.
And the tri-clamp is like the stupid, it's the answer. Like,
yeah.
In all fermentation, everybody knows what a tri-clamp is if you're on boots on the ground. And and then it's a very easy story to tell. Yes, it's a tri-clamp. It's something that holds everything together within, tanks, pumps, everything.
It's used all throughout the process of making mead, cider, and
beer, distilling,
yeah,
whatever.
It encompasses everything.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
great.
an homage to that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have 3 main questions I really ask all my guests. The first question is, when was the first time you ever had a drink?
It was a Boddington's when I was 3.
Wow, you remember that specifically at 3?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
When I went to England for the first time.
Wow. Okay.
And I got the reason I remember, I love animals, so I got to play with the pot belly pig out in the back. of the bar, and my parents were just drinking in the back, in the front, and yeah, and then my uncles was like, oh, he hasn't had a drink yet, and here, sip this, and but yeah, like,
were you like hi-ho silver in the pig, like
no,
riding it around,
just
or
petting him,
just petting him? Oh, okay.
Like, we're being cool. I got some carrots from the bar to feed him.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So the second question is, when was the first time you ever got drunk?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
I seriously cannot. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Nothing special happened, I guess. It was just I got drunk.
That's fine.
Yeah. Wow. Huh.
Okay. So hopefully you can answer this one. What's your favorite drinking story?
Oh, man. All right. Well, just I don't know if it's my favorite. It's the first that popped to mind. So we used to, when I was in New Hampshire, my friend, his parents owns a house on Lake Laconia. So it was Laconia Bike Week. So all of us would go down there, fucking sleep in the backyard or pass out, however, at this really nice lake house. And then, so one night we went to, Laconia, got wasted, checked out bikes and boobs and all that, and went back, started drinking more by the campfire, and all of a sudden, great idea, let's go fucking jump in kayaks. And
Kayaks are a lot of work.
like, I don't know, fuck it. And so yeah, we all jump in kayaks, and our one friend John, of course, tipped over in his kayak and instantly started drowning. Mind you, John is 6'5".
Okay.
And we were in 1.5 foot of water. So John's drowning, popping up, fucking, and then right back because the boat's, of course, pulling him under. And he popped up and he's like, "Well, help, help." And all of us are like, standing, I swear to God, 2 feet away from the shore. And, so then we're like, "John, just stand up." And he stood up, and I think the water was at, like, the bottom of his shins. And, but, yeah. And then, we all threw, cans at him. But, like, I don't know, I guess that's a drunken story. I got many drunken stories. So,
what? I guess what are some other of your favorites then?
Oh,
if you got more, I'm gonna let you sit here and tell them.
Oh God.
First, before you start, what is this? This is the last.
That is our Moscow Meow.
Oh, this is what I had this before. This is so good.
Yeah. So
I gotta make a little comment though. That glass,
yeah,
hard as shit to drink out of.
Hard?
It's like the
really.
It was weird. I kept on like hitting my face with it, and, like I had to hold it on one end and like a soup ladle. Like,
that's
please,
awesome.
sir, can I have some more?
Okay. We bought that because that is the traditional Moscow Mule cup.
Totally understand that.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
That's
I've never had a traditional Moscow Mule before.
Either did I.
So
no, I'm joking. What other drunken story? Oh, yeah. So all fresh ginger, hand squeezed lime, Michigan wildflower base.
This is delicious.
Thank you.
This is was it Nick over at Black Lotus said this is like one of his favorites.
Yeah, he likes it.
He really likes it.
We also curveball him with our champagne mead. It's but one day he came over and he was like, "Give me something," and I don't care what it is. So I gave him our 19.5% champagne piment, and yeah, that didn't send Nick right.
Now, you and Nick, when I was talking to Nick, it seemed like you guys had a pretty good bond, collaboration-wise. Like, how did that start?
Nick was working at Kunin's, and we were friends with Todd and Leon over there, and Frank, and a couple other guys like Mike Land, and but yeah. So Nick came back from California, started brewing at Kunin's, and we met him then, and I don't know, he kind of just fell into our circle of ruffians.
Was it the beard?
No.
No?
I think it was the wild nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a crazy guy.
I think our whole group is like a bunch of wild cards.
You are all a bunch of Charlies?
Yeah, we are.
Wild card, bitches.
Yeah.
I cut the brakes.
Yeah, I think, all of us are a wild card.
Okay.
So
that makes total sense. You guys all, I know, so from talking to you and semi-knowing you, talking to Nick and semi-knowing him, yeah, that seems like a really great, fun group to hang out with.
Yeah, sometimes we're very quiet and, just quiet and weird. But then we're, really socially awkward as well.
I don't get that at all. Are you kidding me?
All of us are very socially awkward at weird moments. It's the best thing ever. It's we have our interesting days, I would say. Definitely.
So, do you guys plan on doing any collaborations with anybody else in the area, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty much open for talking to anybody. There's a couple of breaths in the wind, let's say.
Okay, if you don't have to lay your cards out. That's fine. Well, I'll be patiently waiting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Keeping our eyes out on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.
I'm sorry you follow us on Twitter because we are horrible at Twitter.
It's okay.
I didn't even figure it out.
You don't know how to do it?
No. Well, yeah, you type, but
it's 140 characters.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't live
what are you talking about? Come on.
I don't live in a 140 character bubble.
I'll admit, it is very hard. I've gone to a point where I'll be typing something I want to say, and I'll be like, oh, perfect, I've hit it. And I'll look, and it's negative 21 characters. I'm like, oh, fuck, now I gotta...
Now why do you press return? Is that whole, missed spot?
Yeah, that's a space, yeah. Spaces are characters.
That's one?
Yeah.
One character
one
for the
character.
whole line.
Yeah. Because it's just a space.
Maybe I'll just start doing, hello... big space
to return.
Yeah, Twitter.
Like you're writing a letter or something.
So just,
dear Twitter.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah. Hi.
What's up?
Yeah.
We haven't talked much lately, Twitter.
Space period.
If not Twitter, where can we find you guys at?
Facebook, we're the strongest on.
That's your strongest
social
media platform?
Go to cellarmens.com. It'll take you to our Twitter, Instagram, Hefe.
This is the Hefe?
What?
No, it's okay. This is delicious.
Rye wheat.
Yeah.
Hefe with orange zest. She's a little cloudy. I think she's at the end of the keg.
I was going to say my beer before had a
crystal.
Yeah. That's why it kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
But this is good.
Thank you.
This is real good.
Yeah, we're about to throw that into a Liberator gin barrel.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yes. All right. Very nice. So barrel aging's the new thing. Maybe not the new thing, but
no, it's definitely past.
It's becoming more popular, more prevalent in breweries.
Yeah.
Or maybe
all of it.
Maybe not. Maybe there's just so many more breweries out there that it's...
No, wood's sexy, man. There's nothing better than wood. If you don't like wood, fuck you. Pretty much. Wood's just awesome. It adds so many characteristics. you leave it through seasons, and the seasons do things to the wood through contraction and getting loose, and it's total breathing aspect of the barrel, and imparting characteristics and all that. It's just, I don't know. I'm in love with wood. I've always been in love with wood since
You're a big fan of wood?
Yeah.
You have a wood for wood?
I do have a wood for wood. Yeah,
right.
I totally would.
That's fantastic.
That is trademarked.
Not to be a downer, but I do want to recognize your co-owner, co-founder.
Yep. Jason Petrosik.
He currently passed, or recently,
Yep.
not currently, recently passed away.
What has it been? 2.5 weeks now? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my condolences out
Thank
to
you.
you and Cellarmen's team.
Yeah.
From talking to you, it sounds like he was a vital part in bringing this to an actuality.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you guys plan on, you talked about the his first Hazel Park dog park in his name.
Yeah. Shit Island.
Shit Island in his name. Do you plan on recognizing him and naming one of the drinks, or
like with close friends and all that, we're gonna drink them.
Okay.
You got
How High style?
not, I guess, yeah. Like,
Okay.
well, not a body part.
Well,
but
no, but
like his ashes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And How High they
with
cremated
ivory.
him in ivory.
Yeah.
You gotta smoke that ivory.
Yeah.
Get straight A's. Study
Yeah.
high. Take the
Yeah.
test high.
So we're gonna, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's legal.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Homebrew.
yeah.
You're not releasing it to the public. It's
No,
it's
no.
a friends only thing.
Yeah, it is.
Can you tell me what type it is or what it is? Have you decided yet?
Oh, it's been decided.
It's in process.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing that
Is it
family
that barrel right
no,
there?
Nope,
Okay.
not at all. No, we'll keep that one for family and friends.
Yeah. Fair enough, man.
It's fun. We'll just say it's a good one. Maybe in later years we'll release it without him.
Right.
But yeah, Jason had some big thing about us eating him, and
That was in his will.
he told us like a lot throughout all the years that if I die, you guys better taste me. And
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God. And obviously, we can't.
You're not gonna
Carve
You're
him
not
up.
gonna eat him.
Oh, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Where'd you meet Jason? When was the first time you met him?
I met Jason in a parking lot at my last job, and I was mixing up some Sparkloid, and he thought I was brewing a beer, and I was like, no, it's Sparkloid. It's a clay-based clarifier, this and that. And then, because he was applying for a job at this auto parts store, and then, kind of talked, and I was like, I like that kid. And then later on, we were at I think it was the first Easter market, Fall Fest.
Okay.
And he came up to me, and this is like, I would say a couple of weeks later, came up to me and said, hey, do you got a knife on me? I go, no, I don't. And I was like, but my buddy does, and it was Dave Scott, the brewer from Grand River Brewing in Jackson. So Dave gives him his knife, and I go, now don't run off with that. I fucking know who you are. And he's like, what? And looks at me and goes, oh, fuck, you do. And I was like, yeah. So bring that knife back, asshole. And so Jay goes and cuts down a brewery's hoodie and puts it right on, turns around, gives us the knife back, says thanks, And I pretty much was like, you come see me on Monday. You work for me now.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I just liked his, pizzazz.
His moxie.
He was a great man.
Yeah.
And,
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and fun. Always kept you on your toes, and, yeah, good man.
Well, I know. We've been trying to do this for some time. I'm sad that it took so long that we couldn't include him, but
Yeah.
I think
Jason
you guys
was
are,
a very quiet man, too.
well, I try to pull stuff out of people that are.
You
that
wouldn't.
can, I wouldn't. I would try my damnedest.
Maybe, but, yeah, he was
He wouldn't have made for a good podcast.
very soft-spoken.
Okay, we'd have to put the mic right to his mouth. And,
He'd be
really talking about it like this.
My name is Jason Chaucer.
Hey, how's it going? He'd talk like, "Hey, welcome to NPR. You know what? Today on today's newscast is
Brain punch.
okay. Well, I know you guys are going to do great things here.
Thank you very much.
You guys have already.
We love the support.
You guys, in my opinion, have already blown up. You're all the way out in Milford, and that's a far reach. It's
Is it?
fucking 50 minutes from my house in Ferndale, and that's to me a far reach.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the people I've met with and talked to, I think you guys probably have the fastest and most legitimate start to a brewery.
Well, thank you very much. You
You guys really are doing it bootstraps up,
Oh, yeah.
and it's very respectable. And you guys are putting out a great product too. So it's not like anybody's giving you anything. So
Yeah. I just feel bad for everybody that have to stare at us while we serve them drinks.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say you. But previously, you're like, oh, you guys have the best looking group of guys. I don't know about that.
No, we're horrible looking. We're all elephant men.
You're not that ugly.
Oh, we're pretty bad.
Ian, this has been a blast. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, yeah, bud.
Awesome. Cellarmen's, Hazel Park. See them on Facebook, Twitter. They're not going to do much on Twitter.
Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook, and their website.
Cellarmens.com.
All right.
And pretty much it's a picture that sends you to Twitter.
Go to Twitter or Facebook.
Or fucking Instagram.
Hey, that works.
We're real high-tech motherfuckers.
That works. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.